there, welcome back to another video. This video is very important and very highly requested. It is about macros. People are wondering what the hell are macros, and it is kind of complicated, so that's why I'm here. What are macros? Macros are carbs, fats, and protein. So that is what makes macronutrients, and they provide calories and energy. I try to eat every macronutrient every time I eat, a little bit of everything. Usually and carbs to eat pre-workout because they give you energy. So the types of carbs: breads, this includes English muffins, whole grain bread, any type of bread, that is a carb. Rice, cereal, potatoes, which could be white potatoes, sweet potatoes, Japanese potatoes, all the potatoes there is in the world. Oats, oatmeal, cream of wheat, corn, pancakes, whole grains, whole wheat, veggies, fruits. As far as not so good carbs, which I don't recommend if you're trying to lose weight or live a healthy lifestyle or not have diabetes, is like juices that contain like 90% sugar, pastries, and candy. Of course, we have alcohol, all that converts into sugar. So those are the carbs. Protein: chicken, turkey, egg whites, fish, meats like bison or like lean ground beef, turkey bacon, whey protein, cottage cheese, low fat, non-fat, and Greek yogurt, low fat and non-fat. There is some foods that are in between carbs and protein, like they're not all protein, they're not all fat, which are beans. Those are considered high protein, but they also have carbs. Grains, sprouted grains, quinoa, yogurts, most yogurts that have actual like sugar in them, they're like the ratio in carbs and protein is kind of the same. Skim milk, and peas / edamame. So those are a little bit of in between carbs and protein. So we're going to fats: avocados, nut butters, egg, the yolk, nuts, oils, olives, flaxseed. And again, there is some foods in between protein and fats, which are eggs, the whole egg, salmon, bacon, chia seed, cottage cheese, whole milk, whole fat yogurt, and cheese. So here is an example of one of my meals. By the way, I track my calories in this app, MyFitnessPal. I do recommend it if you're just starting off because it's amazing. So let me teach you. Let's go to dinner, okay? We're gonna add salmon, 4 ounces. Here we go, 4 ounces of wild salmon. That's the one I had. I already scanned it, so it's exactly the one I ate. This equals to 100 calories, and it's 2.5 fats and 19 protein. So that's considered the protein. 2 ounces of sweet potatoes. So that equals to 48 calories, which most of it comes from carbs. That's 11.5 carbs. 30 grams of avocado, that equals to 50 calories, and that is considered my healthy fats. Would be 4.5 fats, 3 carb, no protein. I had 2 ounces of cauliflower and 4 ounces of zucchini. Let me just add it here. So here I added everything that's on the plate. I have my salmon, my sweet potatoes, my veggies, my cheese, and my avocado. That all equal to 60 calories. Let's round it up. So the total macros for my whole meal was 28 grams of protein, 22 grams of carbs, and 8 grams of fats. I consider this meal to be a very well balanced meal, and usually that's how I like to eat all my meals. I like to add a little bit of every macronutrient. That way it kind of balances. Obviously, if it's a pre-workout meal, I think the carbs should be higher. If it's a post-workout meal, the protein should be a little bit higher, because protein is to repair your muscle, to keep the muscle. Carbs is to give you energy. And healthy fats, you need healthy fats in your life. So that's one example. And let me show you another meal that I would usually eat. This is a breakfast meal. It's an egg white omelet. It has veggies inside, avocado, a toast, banana, and almond milk. So here, if you are learning, you're gonna know already what's my protein, my fat, and my carb, which I challenge you to figure it out before I tell you. So obviously egg whites was on the list for protein, veggies was on the list for carbs, avocado, healthy fats, the peanut butter on my toast, healthy fats, the bread and the banana is the carbs. So here we have another complete meal. I got my protein, healthy fats, and carbs. I'm hoping this is all making sense and I'm not just talking here like a psycho. But that's how I kind of eat and eyeball everything. At first it's going to be really hard for you because it's going to be hard to remember what are carbs, fats, and protein. But it's all going to make sense when you start playing around. I do recommend to use an app to be tracking because you don't want to be writing, like carrying your notebook everywhere, writing everything you eat, right? So those are just some ideas of the carbs, fats, and protein there's out there. Like I said, it's kind of like a game. You kind of like look at the list, and I'm going to try to write everything under or somewhere here and just kind of like play around with it. Well, today I want to have for carbs, oatmeal, for protein, egg whites, and for fats, nut butter. And there you go. You have a complete meal. I know it's not always going to be all the three. Sometimes you're just going to have carbs, sometimes just higher protein. It's just to kind of play around and figure out what you like best. So I know this question is going to come up. How do I figure out my macros? Well, it's really hard because first of all, I do not recommend you to hire a coach. I don't think it's necessary. I made my own macros, and honestly, it's all a learning experience. You have to kind of play around with it. If you never track macros and you have no idea what you're eating daily, you can't just start with some random macros. You have to figure it out. There's a lot of websites out there that help you figure out your macros according to your height, weight, activity level. It all has to do with what your macros are going to be like. It's a learning process. It took me a while to play around with it to figure out what was best for me. And some go higher carb and they react good to carbs. Some can't handle that many carbs and you really don't notice any weight loss. Some do better with high protein, higher fat, which is kind of like keto. There's a diet out there that it's like mostly all fat and protein and really low carb. So you kind of have to figure it out. So I would suggest going to a website. There's like a billion out there, and just enter everything, and it's gonna give you like an average macros for you. What I recommend doing is first tracking everything you eat normally for a week. You're gonna be surprised and you're gonna freak out and be like, whoa, what am I doing to myself? And that's what happened to me. I didn't know what I was eating until I tracked everything, and I'm like, whoa, I don't really eat protein that much, or I eat way too much fat. But it's important that you know where you're starting. From there, then I would recommend starting to playing around with macros. Like set some macros and go from there and adjust, but don't expect results in 2 days. Like try those macros for a week or two and see, okay, maybe I need to change this, maybe this, and try and weigh yourself weekly to see what changes you're seeing. Obviously you don't want to go super low calorie because that's not good. Okay, so this is a complicated part, but I try to make it simple for you guys. So let's say I want to hit 1,500 calories. Obviously I want to eat 130 grams of protein because that's how much I weigh. So like I mentioned before, every gram of protein equals 4 calories, every gram of carbs equals 4 calories, and every gram of fat equals 9 calories. So yes, the fat is higher. That's why we don't recommend a lot of fat, because it equals to more calories. So here we have it. So that's 1,500 calories. So I'm gonna eat 130 grams of protein. We multiply it by 4. That's 540 calories. And then carbs, 140 grams of carbs times 4. That equals to 560 calories. And then last we have our fat. So the remaining of that we have our fat. So if I add my carbs and protein, I'm already at 1,100. Okay, I'm already at 1,100 with my carbs and fat. We want to hit 1,500, so I'm missing around 400 calories. So that's when fat comes in. 45 grams of fat times 9, that equals to 405. So yeah, we're like 5 calories over, but that's fine. And it all equals to 1,507 calories, which is what we want to hit. I'm hoping this helps. So now I know that I want to eat 130 grams of protein, 140 grams of carbs, and 45 grams of protein. So when I go in my fitness pal, I'm gonna add everything I eat, hoping to hit those numbers. If something's not working, if I'm losing weight too fast, I'm gonna increase my calories. Or if I'm not losing enough weight, I'm first trying to work out harder, add more cardio. If not, lower a little bit. You don't want to start really low, because if you do need to cut, you're gonna end up like at 1,000 calories, and that is not healthy. You have to play around with it and try to figure out what's gonna be best for us. We're all different, and just trust the process. That's the best tip I can give you. I know I'm very impatient and I want to see results like that, but it's not always good. You're in your body, and like I said, track what you eat right now, and you're gonna be surprised. So from the list I gave you of macronutrients, try to choose the healthiest, the ones that are gonna be more nutrient dense, because there was this thing in the all over social media that is called "if it fits your macros," and people started like fitting donuts into their macros, which, I mean, it's fine. If you want to eat donuts, eat it, but I mean, a donut is like 500 calories for one donut, when you can have that many calories for like a big bowl of like all these other nutrient foods. So you choose how you want to use your calories. Obviously, if you want to be healthy, if you want to have a healthy lifestyle, then I recommend going for the best, most nutrient dense foods. So I think that is it for today. If I'm missing something, please let me know. I'm glad you guys requested this video. It's very complicated at first, but then, oh, and if you're vegetarian, don't worry, there's a lot of protein options out there. Like I said, like the beans, quinoa, all that has protein and carbs, and there's like plant-based proteins and all that. So I hope it was helpful. I hope it works for you guys. I do think it is very important to not let calories or macros control you. Remember, we are the boss of them. They don't control us, because if you become obsessed, it can be very, very ugly. So don't be obsessed, and it's okay to not hit it perfect sometimes. Sometimes you're going to be out and about and you're not going to have time to track, but just try to do your best. And let me know if you have any questions. Email me, send me a DM through Instagram. I'm gonna add all my links here. And thank you for watching. Hope to see you guys in the next video, which it might be meal prepping, which, sorry, I almost forgot. A good way to keep your macros, to hit your macros, is if you meal prep. That way you already know what you're gonna eat, at least for like 2 of your meals. So my next video hopefully is going to be meal prepping, so stay tuned. And that's it. It's time for me to work out. So I'll see you guys in the next video. Thank you for watching. I love you guys so much. Thank you for being so supportive, and until next time.